And welcome back to part 13 of Bloodborne. This time we're going to go to the choir and deal with both the Celestial Emissary and Ebrietas. But firstly I've got to get there. Because we got the key in the last part, but I'm just going to show you where you're actually expected to go to get to the choir, or the upper Cathedral ward, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Sure, I didn't really have to show all of this, but I decided just to keep it in just in case you're unaware. I don't know why I bother with any of these enemies really, because I'm not getting any like decent amount of blood echoes at this point in the game from them. I'm just fighting them for the sake of it at this point. Let's see. Yeah, well, I guess the quicksilver bullets and blood vials always help. That's probably the reason I went out of my way just to kill them again. Oh, hello. There's not much to say going back up here because we've already been working our way up here. And I've been looking at whilst I'm waiting for us to actually get somewhere new. I've been looking at the editing of what we've got left, and we're actually a lot closer to the end than you might think. Because in this part we take care of Celestial Emissary and Ebrietas. The next part we finish off Yahar Ghoul. Then we've got 2 parts for the Nightmare of Menses, just because that's a very big dungeon. And then we've got the final boss. So in terms of the main game, we're almost done. And the Old Hunters DLC, I've wrapped up in 5 parts flat. And I probably could have wrapped up in even less parts, but I just decided to split it up because I wanted to have time to talk about some of the boss fights in the Old Hunters. So I wanted to split up the videos a bit more to get that. Oh, blue elixir, that's always nice. Right, once you get up here, these 2 enemies will be the first 2 choir stat-wise enemies. In terms of they'll take a lot more of a beating than what we fought before, and they can also deliver a lot more beating than the ones we fought before. As I say, you just survived 718 like it was nothing. So did he. There we go. Right, the little squid baby things, these guys, be wary of them. They might not look like much threat, but if they get a tap on you, it will build frenzy. And frenzy's a killer, as I've shown many a times in this game before. Frenzy is your ultimate killer, and so you don't want them to hit you with it, because it goes about 80% of your health otherwise. But anyway, this is the choir, or the upper Cathedral ward. And all the baby feet monster God only knows what creatures will always be looking towards the great one, the Celestial Emissary over there. So you can use that in your advantage to get by a lot of them without them really being too aware of you. Ow, ow. Ah, leave me alone, Crow. I still don't like the crow enemies, but they're not hard, they're just annoying. Ah! See? Frenzy cold blood, oh, and a pebble. And the squid babies don't drop that much blood echoes, so I don't really bother fighting them anyway. This guy's a bit of a threat though, he's got arcane on his side. Thankfully I got that parry quite quickly. Look, 1,100, I think that was only barely enough to kill— oh, Jesus Christ. That was only just enough to kill him as he spazzed out. Right, these enemies are fucking everywhere, so be careful of that. Because just like where we last encountered that thing, it will just try and grab you and kill you with grab attacks. And as you can see, there's 3 werewolves sitting on that chandelier. That's the one major threat of this area. Those 3 werewolves, when they fall down, they will kill you quick. Because look how much damage that guy did with one solid hit. Also, this area is very dark. I don't know how it's going to come up on the footage, because SHAREfactory makes a liar out of what the recording is a lot of the time, because I can actually see relatively clearly. But there was a part before where SHAREfactory made it out like I could see clearly, but when I watched it back when it was uploaded to YouTube, it was dark as all shit. So hopefully it won't be too bad, hopefully you can still see what's going on, but this is a naturally dark area, so come with some kind of light, whether it's the hand lantern or a torch. And the music that plays in the background of this place is quite haunting. Right, down here is the werewolves on that chandelier. They will, as soon as you go relatively near down, they will shake it like mad to the point where it will fall and smash. And then they'll start moving towards you. Easiest way to deal with them, they can't get through this door. They'll try, but they can't. So just stand here with a longish weapon, and there you go. Also, the sound seems to have like a mind of its own in this area. Like you'll hear like sometimes the sword swings are muffled. Oh. I like the music in this area just because it's so haunting. It's like, it's so horrific and just dark. You know something bad happened here. Even if you don't know the lore, you know there's some shit went down here. And I just think that's so cool. Listen to that. That haunting nature of it. And that werewolf didn't die from that. Didn't die from that one though. Ritual blood. Now at this part I end up losing my bearings a little and getting a tad lost, as you're going to witness. I start looking around trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go, because I know in my head where I'm supposed to go, it's just getting to the point, it's just getting there. And so yeah, you're going to see me run around and lose my bearings a little bit, just because I can't remember where to go, because we were just there. It was when we were fighting the werewolf, it was literally behind us. This isn't the way we're supposed to go, but it will take you to another badge, as he tries to get a fucking grab attack on us, the cheeky bugger. Yeah, here, there's your Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. I can't remember what that lets you buy, but the badge lets add more stuff to the shops there if you want it. I think about here, I figure out where I'm supposed to go. Or I'm just going to cut until I find out where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, it's literally round here. It's the same as what we had on the other side. There's also a blood spider thing here. And there's also another one of the grabbing bastards. I think I'm going to try and catch him through the wall, like that. When all of... oh, there's both some chunks as well, that's nice. When all of the grabby things are dead, you'll get the key to open the front door of this place so we can start going towards Celestial Emissary, because we entered through the side, because the main door and the main gate are locked. There's a lot of stuff down here, but there's also another one of the grabby things. Also a blindfold cap. Also, that blue energy that it will hold you in place so you can't move, so the enemy can get an easy grab on you. That's how much of a dick that enemy is. They will just try and do everything they can to try and grab you. Let's open this on the other side. Madman's Knowledge. Oh, it's nice to have one of them, even though I've got 54. When that goes above 60, we'll have a little bit of a problem, because Frenzy will build up twice as fast once you go above 60. And since we're going to the Nightmare of Mensis soon, the Nightmare of Mensis, there's Frenzy everywhere. So we will have a little bit of a problem when we get there, just with Frenzy build up. So they try and grab you all the time, they just go for grab attacks and you really can't do much. And they also steal a little bit of insight when they do that. That's why you saw my beasthood appear a little more, because the higher your insight is, it affects your beasthood as well. And of course when we lost one, that made a direct link to our beasthood immediately, so it just popped up for a second. From that we get the orphanage key. We can also open this door if you want a fancy smancy taunt. Or gesture. Here's your make contact gesture. I don't think there's anything else up here, but it doesn't hurt to check. And at this point, I'm gonna open the front door and open the front gate, and then I'm gonna go to the lantern and use those 40,000 blood liquors before we go take on Celestial Emissary. Also, fun fact: I died Celestial Emissary on this run. I'll edit it out, but I died because I got comboed. There was about 6 Celestials that trapped me in the corner, and they all hit me at once, and I just died. And I was kind of gutted because I was like, wow, the boss that's supposed to be one of the easiest, if not the easiest boss in the game, alongside the Witch of Hemwick, I died to. And that was my first, and it's the only death I've ever got in about the 6 runs now I've done through Bloodborne. So I was very surprised to myself when I was like, huh, I died. Shit. But of course it was a recording run I had to die on. Okay, I'm going to go back, use the knowledges, and use the cold blood and level up a little bit. And she's moved up, the doll's moved up here.
What is it? Very well then.
What am I leveling up? Oh, only putting a bit into my health.
Well, good for me.
Well, I've got 22,000 and I'm going to try and spend that a little bit first. Oh yeah, we got the blade to level 8 finally. I don't think we've got any like better gems. But I always do like a rotational check. You've seen it enough times already. I just sort of rotate through and check everything as I go. I did pick up the Great Lake, which increases damage reduction to everything, which I think I just put on. Nothing new in the armor set. I don't think we can get anything new in the armor set right now. I think the next time you get something new in the armor set is when we start the Old Hunter DLC. There's the Upper Cathedral. There's a lot of places in that count as Yharnam. Like it counts on the Yharnam gravestone that you can go to. Like you fill out the entire thing. But as you can see, my blood liquor is on 0 because I just edited out the death. But it's literally a horde of these things. You're going to see me go in there and it's not even a hard fight. And we'll put the bolt paper on just to fuck them up quicker. Then I'm just going to go in and fight. As they wobble along. What you're looking for in this fight is one that sits back a little more, because there's all these ones that will attack you, and then there's one that will just sort of sit back and not do much. This one. This is the one that's the boss health bar. And look how much that dropped in one hit. This is what I mean by this boss is ridiculously easy. And when it gets bigger, it doesn't do more damage, it gets slower, it might actually try and attack you, but all it does is become a bigger target, and there you go. It's a pathetically easy boss that I died to. The only real strategy for that is just look for the one cowering a little more, take that one out. There you go. What more do you want? That's all you have to do, is take the one and just take him out. If you are struggling, take out some of the small ones because they take forever before they respawn, so you can take out almost all of them and then worry about the main one and not have to worry about getting combos if you're struggling. But the only time I think you'd be struggling is if you came to this very early, but then I've come to it as early as possible, so I'm guessing if you came under leveled. But we got the Cool Beyond spell, which is one of the most, if not the most powerful spell in the game, but we need 40 arcane to use it, so we won't be seeing it in this recording. I used it in the second fight I did against Reese, which is where I did the clap explosion. So if you want to at least see what it is, you can check that out. But this boss down here, this is the real boss you're down here for. When we kill these midgets just so they don't become annoying. This is the real fight you're here for. Down there's Ebrietas. I'm under-leveled for Ebrietas, so if you're following along, summon the AI hits here. He'll be carrying a lock shield with him. It's a DLC weapon, which will help because it reflects magic. Oh no, not necessarily reflects, but it's strong against magic. And as you can see, I already died to this bugger. I died anyway, despite having an AI buddy. Ebrietas here is a hard fight. I don't hate the fight as much as I used to. Any of you that remember ages ago when I tried to make a top 5 video but quickly pulled it down just because it was an experiment, know that I don't like this fight because the hitboxes are all over the place for this fight. But I don't hate it as much as I used to. I do get a lot of enjoyment out of the fight, and it's magic dominant. You can make this a magic match, which is part of the thing I do. And like, it's got a good boss theme. Strategies, keep under it. Because it has a harder time hitting you when you're right below it. It has to do sweeping attacks like that, but it has to dedicate to the sweeping attacks. So you can read them, dodge out the way. But a lot of the times it's going to keep back. When Ebrietas is about 2/3 of the way down, it will make a magic force field appear around it. When it does that, be careful. Like, you can still do the thing I'm doing, which is staying right on top of it and keeping close on it, but your health be constantly draining because it's building up. Like, it's just put up, and if you look at my health bar, it's dropping. So I've got to be more careful. You might not be able to see well on the recording, but there's almost like bright blue dust surrounding Ebrietas. When you're standing in it, that's what's hurting you. Because Ebrietas got a bit of a depressing story because it was experimented on a lot by the church, which is why this is sort of like a depressing place. It's called the Altar of Despair that you fight it in, for Christ's sake. This creature doesn't want to fight you, it's only fighting out of self-defense. And when you kill it, your reward for killing a being that just wanted to be left alone is unlocking more chalices. Yay. But yeah, we've got 2 boss fights done in this video, and this video is not even going to break 20 minutes at this point. Oh, but just to point out, this stone thing in the back over here, if you follow through Alfred's quest all the way to the end, he will crush up the Vile Blood Queen. If you take her remains to that, it will restore her at no charge. That's what that's there for. I didn't know what that was until quite recently, but yeah, that's what that's there for. So if you end up still wanting to be a Vile Blood, you still can, while getting Alfred's weapon set. But yeah, that's me getting my level up. Like, when your stats start to reach around 30, trust me when I say this, you'll do alright for the rest of the game. You won't have to worry about leveling up so much when you reach that point. DLC, that's a different story, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, so our strength and skill, we're about 29 now, so we're round about the point where it doesn't matter so much if I level it up. I'm still going to, as we go, just to keep on point, because I'll start working towards DLC, because that's hard as hell. But anyway, I've spoken enough. Next time on Bloodborne, we're going to go back into Yahar Gaul and take on the One Reborn. But until then, you take care now, as I buy back bolt papers, because both the Celestial Emissary and Ebrietas is weak to electric. Anyway, see ya.